An international client of mine that I was writing content for said, we can't figure out how to clone you in our lab, so you need to hire people. So now I thought, oh my gosh, I never thought I was going to have a team of employees, but now they wanted me to really be a boss and hire writers. So I did. In 2018, I extended offers to 2 writers, one who is still with Green Onion today. So I'm so proud of that. But it was because of my clients, right? And they saw how I approached things differently, how I interacted, my thought process, that they're the ones that now encouraged me and said, we'll give you money to hire people. Isn't that amazing?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Revenue Playbook Chronicles. I am your host, Gene Lidle. Today, I have a fantastic guest named Michelle Tonkovitz. Did I say it right?
You did.
Awesome. She is the CEO founder of Green Onion Creative. She is also the president of the American Marketing Association, the Milwaukee chapter. How are you doing today, Michelle? And are you calling from Milwaukee today?
Yes, thanks, Gene, for having me on. And I am calling from Milwaukee today. I just got back from Branson, and I will be packing my bags for New York before you know it. So I'm really glad to be able to be at home for a minute and talk to you.
Oh, nice. So is New York, well, first of all, was Branson a fun trip? And is New York a fun or business trip?
So Branson was a fun trip. First time with some of my family members down there. We got to see the Dolly Parton Stampede show. So if anybody gets a chance to go, I would highly recommend. We also went to the Shepherd Hills Comedy Theater dinner performance, and I got to go on stage. So that was fun to be able to go up there and talk with the musicians and the magicians and everything. So but New York is going to be a business trip. So a very good friend of mine, she is speaking at a conference. And so I get the opportunity to go out to New York with her to participate in some of the conference activities. And then, of course, go do some sightseeing.
Awesome. So first of all, I want to thank you for being on our podcast. We are excited to have you. I know the last time we spoke about a lot of different things. And for you, I thought I would kind of start off just a little bit different. And I would like to kind of hear your journey, the story from how you got started, what kind of ups and downs maybe that you've had along the way, things that you might have a pivot. And I want to hear that story. I want to see some of that pain if that's possible. But more importantly, I don't want you to leave anything out. Is that fair?
Well, I am an open book and I love to share this story. So while Green Onion Creative actually started in September of 2013, my roots for the business go back to when I was 8 years old. My auntie was a media buyer in Milwaukee. And so as a kid growing up in the 80s, we got to go to events for free like Disney on Ice, the Wisconsin Dells water parks. She got to meet Mr. T and Jay Leno, and I thought that that was the coolest thing in the entire world. So as a child, I was like, wait a minute. This is your job. You get to go to things, you get to meet people, and you get to bring your family along with you. I'm like, I want to do advertising when I grow up. So I really did, as a very young child, know that I could take my creative talents in writing and speaking and take that into a career path. And so
Sweet.
I was very focused. And so that trip to Branson that I just mentioned at the beginning, that was in her honor. My auntie passed away a year and a half. And really because of her is why I'm here today. And so her oldest son said, you know, his mom really loved Branson and he never got a chance to go with her. And I traveled all over with her and I never got a chance to go with her. So we went, and you know what? We know why she loved that place. So being a business owner allows me to be able to peel off from my day to day to go and do those types of things. So really, when I was in college, I pursued the path of marketing and communications. I started my career in advertising as a proofreader, working my way up to a copywriter. I worked for amazing companies and brands like AARP, Medicare RX, right? United Healthcare. I got to work with Betty Crocker, Pillsbury, Reader's Digest, Every Day with Rachel Ray. And so between going in and out of agency and in-house marketing firms, In 2013, the agency I was with, it wasn't a good fit anymore. And I literally sat at my kitchen table and thought, do I take the next step that my auntie did in her career? And she went into nursing after she left advertising. And then I realized I don't like blood. So I guess I had to stick with advertising and marketing, right? And so through word of mouth referrals, literally sitting at my kitchen table, people started calling me, former colleagues, former clients, people who had met me at events and things along the way. Because, like I said, I'm part of the American Marketing Association and currently the president of our chapter here in Milwaukee. And through all these word of mouth referrals, I was able to grow Green Onion Creative. But the funny thing is, I didn't want to call it Green Onion Creative. I wanted to be called Purple Peacock, but somebody already had that name. But I looked back at my days when I worked at Reader's Digest on these wonderful cookbook promotions, these recipes that I would try to make at home so I could bring forth the feeling that not only the tastes bring, but like the love of cooking brings to you and your family. And so I realized I was just a one-woman show. I couldn't be everything to everybody, but I was like a green onion that I wrote about in these recipes, right? A little bit of flavor, a little bit of zest. There's a few layers to it, right? And so one of my designers at Reader's Digest, when I told him I wanted to name the company Green Onion Creative, he's the one who designed my logo, right? And that logo is uniquely me. And when you look at it, it's a green onion, but it's not the green onion you typically think of when you hear green onion. And that's who we are. We are what we are, but we're not what you thought we were.
Right.
Yeah. So going along the way with the story, and please like cut me off if I'm getting too long-winded with
Oh,
it.
no, I love it.
Okay. So it was me for many years, right? My background is in copywriting and marketing strategy. So I had these opportunities that were coming to my table. Somebody was going on maternity leave for 12 weeks. Can you run our social media? There was an event coming up. Can you do media pitches and work with our team to get public relations out there, opportunities to be interviewed because we conducted the survey and the results are quite shocking. Even to the point where one client was redesigning their entire website and they needed somebody to bring all the content together and make sure it had that cohesive voice. And one of those clients along the way is really why I started Green Onion to the point in which it is today, because they said, we really love your approach creatively and strategically, but we need you to be legit. We need you to have an EIN. We need you to have insurance. We need you to have these things to meet our independent contractor requirements. And I said, okay, what the heck? Why not? And so that's how Green Onion started to go and grow. And that was a few years later that an international client of mine that I was writing content for said, we can't figure out how to clone you in our lab, so you need to hire people. So now I thought, oh my gosh, I never thought I was going to have a team of employees, right? I had, independent contractors just like myself that I would tap into here and there for website works and design. But now they wanted me to really be a boss and hire writers. So I did. In 2018, I extended offers to 2 writers, one who is still with Green Onion today. So I'm so proud of that. The other one was also a fantastic employee, but she passed away 2 years ago.
Oh.
Very unexpectedly, and she still stays in our hearts. Our clients still remember her. Our team still remembers her. And so, right, like we just thank her for all of her talents, and we just send blessings to her and her family still to this day. But it was because of my clients, right? And they saw how I approached things differently, how I interacted, my thought process, that they're the ones that now encouraged me and said, we'll give you money to hire people. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And so now over the years, right, the business grew. And now I had to take on more hats. It wasn't just me. I had to think more from a financial perspective, right? I'm a girl who works in words and not in numbers. So I needed to get accountants involved. I had to bring on an online business manager to help me figure out what are the right systems that we need to have in place. Are they integrating with each other? How are we going to be budgeting and managing the time tracking and invoicing? And it became this, the onion continued to grow, not only in our layers of awesomeness, of talent that we're bringing, but also the responsibilities. And that's a hairy, scary arm for me. And it's one that I'm still trying to arm wrestle today. But as we talk about today, right, I'm so grateful that 95% of our business, I would say, comes from word of mouth referrals, even 13 years later. And I love the fact that we have such a reputation in the community, not only for the quality of work that we do, but for the amazing, talented people that I have doing the work and supporting me. And really, if it wasn't for Emery and Claire and Chloe and Megan and Fernando and Eric and Angela, like, right, this whole team, Green Onion wouldn't be what it is. I'm just the girl out in the streets, shaking hands, petting puppies, kissing babies, right? So I'm so grateful. And our services now today have expanded, right? Those layers of awesomeness. So we have content is really still at one of our core layers because that's my background, right? Content for collateral pieces, content for websites, making sure that it's optimized for search. And now this crazy thing called AI. And then with that too, we do a lot of work in social media, writing the captions, designing the graphics, scheduling the posts, right? The monitoring of the pages, making sure that the reporting is showing that organic growth, and doing paid opportunities as well. Our earned media business, right? So PR from a public relations and media relations standpoint continues to grow, and it amazes me. And I'm so happy that we get to share the stories with reputable third-party partners, right? To be able to make pitches to publications, to podcasts like you, right? To get the word out and to make sure that it's being talked about, your business is being talked about by true people with authority and not just the trolls out there. Graphic design, website design, those are all in the wheelhouse too. And it's just a wonderful time to be part of this Green Onion Creative Bunch. And I couldn't be more proud of it.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. First of all, I want to say that I think your team and your clients are so happy you didn't fall in love with blood.
Me too.
So I hear success, success, success. And I think that's phenomenal. However, was there a period of time where you were wondering whether A, you could go on any further, if it was going to work? Did you almost stop? Is there any pain in this story that you haven't divulged yet?
Yeah. So absolutely. With success, it's right. It's not the constant, like, remember in The Price is Right, and that little guy who would go up the mountain, right? Do, 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 do. Well, there have been some dips in the mountain, right? We've fallen off a bit in pieces. So I will say, when COVID hit, Green Onion Creative, because we have always been a fully remote and digital workforce, we were positioned for COVID before it even happened, right? When everybody goes, oh my God, what do? We go, we just call this Tuesday, hit the blue button and we can have this video chat. We already use the Google Drive. You can share all your files and whatnot there. So I will say that during those years of 2020, 2021, 2022, we grew. I mean, it was going great. But then as people started to re-enter the workforce in 2022, right, and business was getting back to normal, so to speak, that's when we started to see things change. And the revenue stream started to decline. Then it was people were looking at their spend, right? Budgets were being reduced. Companies were trying to take more and more projects in-house. And it did get to a scary point of, my gosh, now I've built up this wonderful team of people. And as a business owner, I know that I have a great responsibility to my team, to our contractors, to our vendor partner. And I didn't want to lay off anybody or let anyone go, right? So I needed to figure out ways that we could tighten the belt within our operating expenses. And first and foremost, every pay period, every end of month, I make sure that everybody gets fed first, right? Paychecks go out and I'm the last to eat, right? And not that I'm eating ramen noodles, but back in those college days. But right. It was a scary time. And, we had to downgrade subscriptions and we had to lose some programs and we had to go much meager. And that's just, I think, a reality of many businesses is you get on this high and you're like, this is awesome, but you have to have the foresight that it's not going to stay. So now today, after encountering that dip, right, so it was 20, I would say 24, 23 and 24 were the dip. 25 started to come back up, right? And 26 we're projecting very good. But now I have the foresight for that. And now I'm smarter with how much money that we're having in the reserves for the business. And I'm looking at our subscriptions, and with AI, right? There's opportunities to do these upgrades. And we're being very mindful of the systems and partners that we're choosing to use, because we don't want to get locked into anything for too long where it could end up being a financial burden in the end. Because again, I love my team and I want to take care of them first and foremost. So yeah, it hasn't always been beautiful. There is that hairy, scary arm that, like, right when people go, what keeps you up at night? I go, what keeps me up at night is finances. That's the number one thing, right? Is the money in, money out. That's the number one boogeyman under my bed.
That's a great statement when you say that, because there are so many people like yourself that is fighting that finance. Even at times I do the same thing, is I start thinking about something and I don't go to sleep because it's wearing on me. And your compassion for your team shows through tremendously. And I think that's probably another reason why today you guys are doing so well, because they know you care about them, and it sounds like that they care right back about you.
Yeah, the longevity that I have with Emery, right, with Eric, with Claire, and even the newer people to the team. I mean, their dedication and commitment is wonderful. And I just want to keep this onion growing, not for me, but for them, so that I can continue to elevate them with job titles, responsibilities, new and different approaches, income, right? The money, right? To the point that they are always so happy, so fulfilled, so energized, encouraged, right? Empowered every single day, that they also want to stay with Green Onion for as many days, as long as the days as we're in business.
Well, it sounds like I need to put in an application over there.
How good are you at finances?
Yeah, well, I've had to juggle them just like everybody else, but I may have gotten better at most. So, all right. So you brought us up to today. You mentioned AI a couple times. Tell me about how artificial intelligence is helping or maybe hindering in your business, and what is your opinion on how it's going to work in the future?
So AI has been a very interesting topic, and I would say since probably 2022 is when my first employee said, "Hey, are we going to lose our jobs to Chat GPT?" And I said, "Absolutely not." So here's my perception of AI. It's a tool in the toolbox. Just like a hammer is a very efficient tool, you can't build an entire house with a hammer, and you cannot, and again, talking from a marketing strategy, creativity standpoint, you can't build an entire brand just on AI alone. We are people every single day, first and foremost, and people need to be like connected to the AI, right? So everything that we use AI as an idea primer. It's great, right? When sometimes you just get stuck with an idea, and you say, "There's a better way to phrase this," or "How do I make it more concise?" Right? So we're using AI on a daily basis, again, to help us along, but not by no means anything that AI spits out is exactly what we're using it as it goes. So I know that there's ways that you can continue to train AI to get your tone of voice, and that's great and fine. We're not at the point where we're really confident in it to set it and forget it. But maybe in 5 years from now, that'll be a different place and time. And I'm interested to see how that goes. Same thing from a creative standpoint with regards to graphic design. I just cringe on the inside when I go on Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, and I see people I know, people I went to high school with, right? People who are in a network with, and they're like, "Look at this great logo that we just came up with." And I'm like, "You didn't come up with it. AI came up with it." And it's full of beautiful colors and shadows. But the thing is, you can't use it everywhere, because not every place is going to be an appropriate place to use color. So really, when you create a logo, everybody out there who's listening, who's thinking they want to use AI for graphic design, tell AI to start with your logo in all black and white first, and then go on to color. Because again, not every instance is going to allow you to have this big colorful logo. And so then when you need a black and white version and you see what the output is, it might be pretty off-putting. So I have been known to say on podcasts that I think from a creative standpoint, AI tends to breed mediocrity, because anybody can do it, but you don't know necessarily how to do it appropriately. And so I just encourage everyone to believe in the integrity of marketing, and there's a reason why we go through steps that we do. But again, In 5 years from now, when you ask AI to design you a logo, maybe it will be smart enough then to give you all three versions instead of just one beautiful color version with all these shadows that aren't going to work in real life.
That's well said. And it kind of reminds me of another podcaster that kind of put it in a little bit of perspective for me, because AI still needs to be run with a human to do right, right? So he kind of equated it to back when the washer and dryer came out. People that were washing clothes for a living was worried about losing their job, and it's like, no, it's just going to assist you to be faster and more efficient, but you're still going to have to be involved in doing the work.
Yeah.
Now, how many years has the washer and dryer been out and they're still doing it that way? We don't know if AI is going to be like that. It could be different in 5 years, like you said, but it does make a lot of sense. You got to have human input with it for it to be correct.
From a business operations standpoint, though, we're looking into ways to lean into AI more, right? For those hairy, scary arms that do keep me up at night. So we know that the programs that our business manager at the time put in place, the different systems, right? They were mindfully selected by a human because of the ways that they can integrate with each other. Now we're at the point where we're with the use of AI that's built into some of these platforms and programs and systems of making sure that everything is integrated and going to be running seamlessly and smoothly, right? So that's like where the business is focused right now, on how we're using AI from an operational standpoint. And also the ability for us to speed up the whole process when putting together proposals, right? And outlines, agenda items, just cleaning things up. I mean, AI is huge for us in those regards.
Right.
But again, from that creative standpoint, we use it with a big grain of salt.
No doubt, no doubt. So you have your business for 15 years now?
Almost 13. This fall will
13.
be 13. Yeah.
13. So what do you think is on the horizon? What do you think your goals are, and what has to happen maybe in the market for that to happen? Or what's next for Michelle?
So 2025 was a really exciting time, right? As we're talking about the future, we have to look back at the past a little bit. And so in 2025, I had this realization that I have this amazing team and our client base is growing, right? Everything from the mom and pop security shop in town to that international manufacturer who's been working with us for 10 years. And so what I realized is I, again, am the girl who's out in the streets, shaking hands, petting puppies, kissing babies. And I have been Green Onion Creative for so long, but I'm not the brand, right? The company that I've built, the team that supports it and grows it every day, that's the future of Green Onion Creative. And so in 2025, we refreshed the logo, we refreshed our website, and we're starting to peel Michelle away from the Green Onion Creative brand so that Green Onion on its own continue to go and grow. And so that's part of the process of where we're at today. Also in 2025, I worked with a business advisor to figure out how to restructure things, right? Which services were not the ones that we love and that we really should just peel off the onion, right? Where are our roots really? And that's the passion that breeds the organic growth and love for this business that we have. So where we are today is I'm very confident in the team and we're bringing on new clients, and it's there's going to be an exciting few months ahead of us. So I want to make sure that the team continues to be elevated, right? Because I can delegate down to them. And with that, I'm working to tidy up those business operations that we were talking about a little bit earlier so that I can make sure that the business is running smoothly. So the business advisor asked me, could you walk away from your business for 1 week and it be okay? I'm like, absolutely. She goes, can you do it for 2 weeks? I go to Europe. Yeah, not a problem.
There you go.
She goes, can you do it for a month? I go, heck no, I cannot get out of here for a month because we're not at that place. So that's the goal, is to get to the place where I can step away from for a month. And so ideally by November of 2026, All of our systems are going to be running smoothly, tested. We know that confidence and clarity is there. And I trust the team so much, and I trust the operations so much that I can peel away for 1 month. And it's not because I don't want to work. And maybe I will go on vacation to somewhere well, it's cold in Wisconsin in November. It started to get chilly. So maybe I'll go to a beach. But I tell the team, I go, it's not because I don't want to work. It's because that I know that you have every single thing that you need, that you can do your job without me. And that's the sign that we are getting to the next level, is to let me go away. Because eventually I'm going to be 47 this summer. And so in 3 years from now, when I turn 50, I want the business to be at such a wonderful place that I don't need to be as involved, so that I can peel off and do more speaking, right? Share insights, become part of more boards, hug more babies and puppies and shake hands and do all the things, because I am a people person and I want to help. I really do want to help people. And I think that everybody, no matter if you're the mom and pop security shop or you're the international manufacturer, everyone deserves good marketing, good public relations, right? Good advising and counsel.
I think that's a great goal. I think that's awesome. And you got 3 years to get it accomplished. I think that's plenty of time, don't you?
I do. So I can't wait to come back in 3 years, Gene, or maybe before that along the way.
There you go. Right. I might just have you help me with my mess.
Yeah, we'd love to do it. We'd love to talk about it.
Nice. So with that in mind, you'd like to eventually step away, maybe spend more time with the family, get a chance to maybe do a little traveling. So what about the message that you would like to get across today? Let's pretend that everybody was listening, got preoccupied with something else, interrupted while we were speaking, and didn't hear everything that we were talking about. If you wanted one message to get through, to cut through and to pierce someone's, whether it be their heart or their brain, that you want them to leave with, what would that message be?
The message to everybody out there is, you don't have to have a well thought out plan to be successful. You just have to have the courage to give it a try. And so surround yourself by people who really do care about you. Do good work that you're doing today, because that is going to travel by via word of mouth so much further. Yes, numbers are important, analytics and KPIs and things like that. But like I said, I'm a girl who works in words and not numbers. And so don't let maybe less than stellar outcomes discourage you, right? Believe in yourself, because then other people will believe in you too. And by all means, be willing to delegate down so you can elevate people and your business and yourself up.
Awesome. Very nicely said. Very nicely said. Okay. So Michelle, I want you to tell me who your ideal client is and how they can get a hold of you and your team best.
Yeah. So our ideal client is someone who's been in business maybe for a year or longer, right? And so that you already have an established idea of what you want to do and what your brand is. Now, we understand we work with a lot of clients too who are early in the wet clay stages of their business. And so they need help with branding, right? Perhaps they had a logo that they created on AI by themselves and they go, oh, I just heard what you have to say, and maybe we need to revisit this logo. Really knowing what your brand identity is. What's your purpose, right? What are your values? If you have those, wonderful. We'd love to help you communicate that out into the world. If you don't have those, if you know them inside your head, but you haven't articulated them and put them on paper and really created a plan, that's when I want you to go to greenonioncreative.com. Look at our website, see what we do. You can contact us through there. You can also follow me on LinkedIn and connect with me there. I love it when people reach out through LinkedIn. So it's Michelle with one L, Michele, Tonkovitz, Tonkov as in Victor, Itz as in zebra. You can always try to email me as well. It's Michelle with one L at greenonioncreative.com. And follow us on social media. We've got our LinkedIn, our Facebook, our Instagram pages. It's all just Green Onion Creative. So go ahead and search it. Look for the Green Onion. That's not the green onion you thought it was, but it is a little green onion out there. But really, so our clients are, whether not necessarily the startup coming out of the gate, but maybe a little bit into it. Yes, absolutely. If you are a startup and you have looked under every rock and you still just don't know where to go, please contact me too, because I have a soft spot in my heart because I was a startup and at one point in time. So really, but again, same thing too. We have companies that are international manufacturers, $40 million a year companies. If you just need a fresh perspective or a different outlook on something, reach out. Earned media is something that's very much overlooked in marketing budgets. And if you're interested in how you can get your name out to trade publications and reporters and bloggers and influencers more, again, reach out to us. We can help you there.
Awesome. Well, folks, we are coming to an end. Again, thank you for watching another episode of Revenue Playbook Chronicles. Again, I'm Gene Lidle, your host. If you like our content, if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever button you're listening to at the bottom, it'd be perfect. And reach out to Michelle and the Green Onion Creative. I think they're doing amazing things over there, and looking forward to seeing them again, especially finding out what's going to happen next for you guys. Again, thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. I appreciate it.